Hi everyone, welcome. This is Annie. I'm so excited to have you here today. I hope that you enjoyed the last tutorial video that I made, which was about how to authentically photograph your kids, just to give you a basic introduction to lifestyle photography. Today we're going to be talking about lighting, which is a very important topic in photography because light is the basis of photography. In fact, the word photography comes from two Greek words, photo, which means light, and graphy, which means draw. So photography is literally drawing with light. We're going to be talking about some lighting scenarios, and the first one is one of the most basic, front lighting, which, as you can see in this photo of my son Victor, this is lighting that's very soft and even. It's where the light source is directly in front of your subject. Here you can see that there are no harsh shadows at all. This is a great lighting scenario for beginners because it has no harshness under the eyes or anywhere on the face. It's just a very soft, flattering, pretty light source. And to get this, what you'd want to do is have your child stand in front of a window. You'll be standing in front of them and make sure that you're not blocking the light, and have your child stand in front of you so that the light is shining on their face, especially with a soft sheer curtain. That's a great way to do this. Or they could lay in the grass on a cloudy day or a day where the sun has dipped down so that it's not a harsh glare on their face. You would not want your child to be laying on their back on a day where the sun was directly overhead and they were squinting. It's not comfortable for them, and it's not a good lighting situation. But here, this is just very soft and diffuse, and it's great. I recommend you give this frontal lighting a try. I also recommend that you try side lighting. This is where the light source, in this case it's the sun, is directly to the left or to the right of the subject. And here, two of my children, I should say, Christopher and Victor, are standing by the window. The light is coming in from the side. On the left side, the picture of Christopher, where he's a very young child in color, you can see that there's a lot of contouring or contrast on the side of the face. There's a deep shadow that emphasizes the side of his face. His body's turned toward the window, but he's turned toward the camera to look at me. So that creates a lot of shadowing effect. This gives a lot of drama and more depth to the image. It's not flat, you have contours with the shadows. To achieve this side lighting, have your child head over to a window. You can see in the right picture that my other son, the black and white, my other son Victor, is headed over towards the window, and you can very clearly see the window. He is looking straight ahead, and we're not really sure what he's looking at, but it's a really engaging photo, I think. So a lot of drama, a lot of depth with the shadows. And I loved this in black and white. I also often use that to capture the emotion and remove any colors that are distracting. So anyway, you can have your child head over to a window, or you can go outside on a sunny day, late in the day when the shadows are starting to fall. That is a good time to try out side lighting. Another type of lighting is top lighting. This is where the light source, in this case again the sun, is directly overhead. And this is a very dramatic lighting scenario with very strong highlights where the lightest parts, the whites of the photo, are very strong and very strong shadows. This is called contrast. When you have strong areas of both in your photo, that you're going to get a very dramatic or high contrast image. This is great for black and white photos. In this scenario, this was a clearing in the woods at a local park that we love to go to, and my two little boys saw these two trees actually, and they went up and just started playing on them, and it looked so beautiful and graceful. I remember this day like it was yesterday, and I remember thinking, this is so beautiful. I think you guys have seen this photo before, but I captured this, and I loved the drama from the light source with the sun, and I also loved all of the beautiful wood grains and patterns that we see, and the light reflected back on their face. So it helped to avoid super harsh, dramatic shadows on their face. So to do top lighting, head out at midday, but be on the lookout for harsh under eye shadows, which can sometimes happen. This is an example of backlighting, which is often a favorite of people because the subject is going to be in front of the light source. So here you can see the sun is shining from behind them through the trees. So you see all those beautiful autumnal trees, and it's shining on their hair. So it gives a very beautiful and romantic and angelic look. Here my little son Christopher is making a funny face. My little Peter is laughing, and Victor is being kind of shy and skittish, which is often his personality. I love this photo because not only are there beautiful colors, but my kids are really animated, and it shows their real personalities. With backlighting, you also get the opportunity to have silhouettes, which is where you focus on the background and the colors in the background, and the subject, which is usually people walking or sitting. They will be often in shadow to the point where you can create a silhouetted image. It's really striking. So backlighting can take some practice to master because you have to focus on what I do back button focusing, which is pretty complicated for a beginner. But it's worth giving a try because you have to learn how to focus and expose for the front of their faces instead of the back. But it's worth giving a try, and we'll talk more about backlighting in later tutorials. Another lighting situation is diffused lighting, which is very soft, beautiful, even lighting. You can often combine it with frontal lighting to get a really beautiful image. It's achieved from overcast skies or open shade. It's very flattering because it softens the light that's coming across. Very harsh light. Have you ever noticed that when you're standing out in bright sunlight and the sun is directly on someone and you're trying to take their photo, they're often squinting and you get this very harsh light with harsh shadows across their face. It is often not very flattering. Diffused light is where there's open shade or there's something that's blocking the hard sunlight from hitting your subject. So it's really flattering. It's great for beginners. I recommend you check it out. Try taking your kids outside on an overcast day or visit an area with open shade and see what it looks like. The best experience, the best way to improve your photography is through practice and experience. So give diffused lighting a try. My very, very favorite type of lighting that I use most frequently when I'm photographing my kids or other people is reflected lighting. And this is characterized by light that hits another surface and reflects back onto the subject. So here in this photo, my son is in a barn feeding some goats, and the light from outside is hitting the barn door and bouncing back onto his face. You can get some very dramatic looks from this, but it can also soften the harsh light on a sunny day. To get this, try going to a shady grove or a barn or a garage or a location where the light is blocked from above but reflected from the side or below, and see what it looks like. Get some experience training your eye looking at the different types of light. Some tips for success that I have for you are practice, practice, practice. It took me 20 years to learn how to do photography like this. On and on, off and on, but it's taken me a really, really long time, hundreds of thousands of photos later. That doesn't mean it will take you as long. I had jobs and school and other things going on when I was getting started. But it's a great idea to ask questions. You're welcome to ask questions here. And remember that this is your journey. You have to avoid comparisons because you'll never get started if you think, well, I want it to look like this immediately and it's not, and I'm not good at this. You know what? Everyone starts somewhere. The key is practice, 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 and enjoy the ride. This is your child. These are your children and your photos and your journey. So enjoy it. Have a wonderful day, friends. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much.